everything right. But no, you did not. Now on this video, I'm going to be talking about the menstrual cycle, how you can accurately and correctly keep tabs on your menstrual cycle so that you don't get pregnant when you're not ready, or you prepare and plan to get pregnant when you are ready. I'm the Vogue nurse. I'm a nurse and a midwife, and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Now if you're new here, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're already a returnee on this page, you're welcome yet again. So over the years, before I became a midwife or a nurse, I used to, just see menstruation, ovulation. I didn't know what menstrual cycle was about. I don't even know if it is happening. I don't even know. I have no idea. I just knew that, okay, there's a time in my life where I begin to see blood. I didn't know what it was to ovulate. I didn't know what it was to, all these things. I had no idea. I just knew that, okay, I had to wear pad when I start seeing blood. That's it. But I think it's important for every woman to know what really happens in her body. I think it's important to know, if not in depth, the basis of things you need to know. Why do you get to, see blood in the first place? Why do you even have to get so sad and cranky when you're seeing your period? Why? All those things. You have to know what happens, what's going on. Now this is it. The menstrual cycle is a series of cyclical events. Like it's a cyclical event that occurs throughout a woman's life, a woman that's of reproductive age. Now this is a period where a woman, when she has sex with a man, she's liable to get pregnant. This is the period between ages 15 to 49 years. Now let's go ahead to talk about the menstrual cycle. Now the menstrual cycle has to do with two entities generally, which are the ovary and the uterus. Now what I call the uterus is what you would call the womb. Yes. So it has to do with the ovaries and the womb of the woman. Now what happens in these two entities? Things are happening simultaneously throughout a cycle of 28 to 35 days. Okay? Within this period, there are changes occurring in the ovaries and changes also occurring in the uterus simultaneously. Now, let's talk about what happens in the ovaries. The ovarian cycle. The ovarian cycle has to do with the changes between the period between when the other egg, which has developed, matured, and been released from the ovary, goes up, and then a new one begins to develop again for another cycle. Okay? So the uterine cycle as well is the period in which the lining of the uterus, which had been developed for the implantation of a fertilized egg on it, is disappointed. So what happens? It sheds off and a new one begins to develop. So let's start from day one. From day one, I would like to say is your menstruation day. That is the first day you begin to see your menstruation. Okay, so that's the first day. And on this day, what happens throughout the cycle? The hormone estrogen is on a very low level. Okay, that is why you get cranky. You begin to feel depressed, irritable and all that. And that's just because the estrogen in your body is on a really low level. And why is that? Because there is no fertilization of the egg. So if there's fertilization, the level keeps going higher and higher to maintain the pregnancy. But at this level, nothing happened throughout the cycle. So the lady is disappointed. Yeah, she's disappointed. So she's on a very low level. She's so sad, she's depressed, she's irritable and all that. Now what happens in the uterus basically is the ejection or evacuation of the unfertilized egg that was released throughout the cycle. The excess lining and tissue on the uterus which was being developed or growing, just in case the egg was fertilized throughout the course, it comes on this tissue and embeds, so that there will be a good place for the growing baby to lie. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And this whole thing begins to shed off because nothing happened basically. So they're all disappointed and they are going away. The unfertilized egg, the excess tissue on the uterus, and it just goes off like that. And while it's going up, while it's evacuating, it breaks off some blood vessels on the uterus. So this evacuation or ejection is what you call the menstruation. And in a normal woman, the menstruation will last between 3 to 7 days. Okay, so if you're seeing your period more than 7 days, I think you should go see a doctor, because it's not so normal, unless there are other reasons. But you can go and see your doctor so that you don't get it twisted. All right, so like I said, normal menstruation 3 to 7 days. Now moving on, I already said you're getting cranky at this point, and that's because the estrogen level is pretty low. Now, why all this is happening? Now, in the ovaries as well, there's germination. Let me just use the word germination of a new egg. Okay, so from the ovaries, from the follicles in the ovaries. When I say follicles in the ovaries, it's like a room in a house. Okay, so it's this room that will release the egg out of it houses the egg. The room houses the egg in the house. Let me just use that illustration. So it's just the ovary is the house, the follicle is the room, which houses the egg. So throughout the course of the cycle, the follicles are being they're being developed also by other hormones, which help in the development of a new egg that will be released at the due time, so that it can be out there for fertilization. So while after your period, day 5, 6, 7, this continues, and this happens by the help of a hormone called estrogen. Estrogen would just help the development of this egg, so that when it gets to day 13, what happens? The estrogen level is pretty high again, and it causes the release of another hormone, which is called the luteinizing hormone. Now, what the luteinizing hormone will do is to help to rupture these follicles so that the egg can be released. Now, on this day that the egg is released is on the day 14th, and on this day 14th is your ovulation day. Now, there's an important thing for you to note about this period. This is the period where, if you're not ready to get pregnant, please do not see your man. Yeah, I said that. Now, if you are ready to get pregnant, you've stayed and you say, okay, now I want to get pregnant, I'm ready to have my baby. This is the time that you are very fertile. Now, let me take you on a very important information. That one was important, but this is very important. So, it might interest you to know that the woman's egg would only last between 12 to 24 hours. Yes, 12 to 24 hours. It doesn't last beyond that. Okay, we can even give it a grace of. No, I'm not going to give it any grace. 12 to 24 hours. Okay, so on the other note, on the contrary, on the absurd contrary, the man's sperm can live up to 5 days in your reproductive system. Now, just imagine you're ovulating on day 14. All right, day 14. Okay, I'm going to use my hands. This is day 14. All right, and this is your ovulation. Okay, I'm going to say this is your ovulation day. So you have, I said the man's sperm lives for 5 days. So this is day 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if you have sex on this day, the sperm is still in your system, in your reproductive system, lingering, doing its own, is it drag? Oh my God, did I just say that? Yes, I did. It's just there. It's living, breathing, swimming in your reproductive system. I'm waiting for you to just ovulate. So a man's sperm lives for 5 days, while the woman's egg lives for only 12 to 24 hours. Now, this is the place we get it wrong. Most women will say, okay, my ovulation day is on this day, so they will just be there. They will go and have sex on this day, and then they will say, it's tomorrow that's my... No, you wouldn't do that, because you're putting yourself in a very dangerous game. It's better for you to abstain from all sexual intercourse if you don't want to get pregnant. But if you want to get pregnant, who am I to interrupt? Just do your thing. This is the perfect time for you to go ahead and get, all mushed up and all with your partner. During this time of your ovulation, your estrogen level, like I said, is pretty high, and you begin to feel good again. You begin to feel all happy. You're really in the mood to do sweet things and happy and all that. So that is it. At that period, you're super excited. You're feeling, no more depressed. You're more, elated and all. And at that time, you're calm. You're more relaxed. There's nothing bothering you. So that is your time. That is the time you can ask a woman, okay, let's hang out, and she's cool, she's calm, but not on her menstruation period. At that time, she's all cranky, depressed. I think that's the time you need to get her all the ice cream in the world, sweet things, so that she can feel, at least if she's not getting it from inside her body, she can get it from you. So from after the egg is being released during your ovulation, from day 15 to day 24, the egg begins to travel through the fallopian tube into the uterus. And I told you that fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube. That is where the sperm would come and meet the egg, and it joins as one for a baby to start happening. All right. And also, while this period, the egg is traveling, that follicle, like I said, the room from which the egg was released, helps to produce another hormone called progesterone, which goes ahead to help to develop the tissues on the uterus, so that when the egg travels from the fallopian tubes down to the uterus, it has a comfortable bed to lie on. All right, that is what progesterone does, and this progesterone is being released from the follicle, the bag that it came out from. So that's basically what happens. So day 24, if there is no fertilization, if at this time there was no sperm to fertilize the egg, what happens? The egg comes into the uterus, disappointed, and the uterus is like, what happened? Nothing happened. It didn't come on. It starts to cry, and then what happens? It becomes weak. It sheds off with the egg that was not fertilized, and while the excess tissue and lining of the uterus is going out, it breaks off some blood vessels, and this is like your day 27, day 28. The uterus is breaking off the excess tissue or lining that was formed by all those hormones, for it just clears up so that another cycle can start, because like this one, you're useless, just go. So it goes up as menstruation, and it comes back to our day 1. So when you go to the hospital and your gynecologist asks you, when was your last menstrual period? When are you going to tell them? Tell me. Now, if you said the first day of your menstruation, you got it right, because that is the day they want to hear. The first day of the one. So when your doctor asks you, when was your last menstrual period, you're going to tell them the day you saw the first bleeding. That was your first menstrual period, your last menstrual period, not the day 7 of your menstruation. I hope you get that. I'll take it again. When you go to the hospital and the gynecologist asks you, or the midwife asks you, when was your last menstrual period, you're going to tell them the first day you began to see your menstrual period. Okay, so let me take an example. If my period started on the 2nd of February and I'm on day 14 of February, and someone asks you, girl, what was your last menstrual period? I'm going to tell them 2nd of February, because that was my last menstrual period. Like, that was the first day I began to see my menstrual period, my menstruation. So that is it. Yeah. So important things to note as well. There are other ways you can keep track using your calendar. You don't have to cram all these dates in your head and all that. Some people have this thing called the cycle bead. The cycle bead helps you to keep that. I don't know, you can look it up if you want that. It's like a bead, like a rosary that has a band on it. So every day that passes, you move it to the exact day. Now this bead gives you 3 different colors, or rather 4 different colors of beads. Okay, it has the white, where you are very fertile. In this period, while your band is on this white period, you don't need to go for sex if you're not ready. But if you're ready, that's the time for you. It has the red beads, which indicates your menstruation phase. Then it has the white bead, which indicates your fertile phase. Then the black bead, the brown bead, which indicates when you're free, nothing can happen at that period. And then it has the black bead, which resets it again. And it has a tiny band which you can move on each day, so that you can keep tab on the day when you are. You can also use your calendar to mark these days. Remember that after your period, during your menstruation, you can't get pregnant. Believe you me. So don't think that when your menstruation is going on, you can't get pregnant during your menstruation, because like I've explained to you in a nutshell, it is a period where the unfertilized egg, the excess uterine lining and tissue that was developed through the course of your cycle is being shed off. So in this period, you can't get pregnant. And please, I heard some people say that this period is bad blood. There's nothing like bad blood, please. It is just the physiology of your uterus lining, the uterine lining, going off so that a new one can, germinate. That's just basically what it is. And it is still your blood, my brother, my sister. Don't say it is bad blood. There's nothing like bad blood. It's not like the blood is infected or anything, except if the girl has, if the woman has an infection or whatever. That is the only time when you can say it's infected or anything. But apart from that, the blood coming out during menstruation is not infected. It is not bad blood. It is the blood of the woman on her uterus that is being broken off from her blood vessels during the shed off of the uterine lining and tissues. Okay, so with that being said, there are other ways you can also keep tabs on your menstrual cycle if you want. There are also some apps that you can look up, which is very easy for you to know. But not everybody has the opportunity to have that app on their phone and all. So it is important for you to have a calendar, a table side calendar that you can look up, use a marker, mark the date, cycle your unfree period and circle your free periods and label them correctly. And this will help you to keep tabs on your menstrual cycle. Now we have come to the end of this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like my videos, and please share, because you don't know who this video is going to find, who this video is going to reach out to, who is going to find this video quite helpful. Please share and tell someone about the Vogness. I love you all. I know I'm not gonna go like that. Please, every day is a big opportunity for you to try something new. You are never wasting your time doing anything you love to do. You're not wasting your time doing anything that you are happy doing. One day you will find a reason to celebrate, to be happy. Truly, let people see that what you've been doing all the while can pay off. Keep being you, keep loving yourself, and keep being beautiful. I love you all. Mwah!